What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and things continue to get crazier and crazier outside of Quinton Simon's home. Every day that passes by, more and more people are starting to gather. The tensions are running higher than ever, and it almost looks like a giant bubble that is getting ready to burst at any moment. It's quite honestly one of the craziest things that I've seen while covering these cases. And we've covered some crazy cases. And I've looked into some crazy cases well before I ever had a YouTube channel. But this is unlike anything I've ever seen. Even with the Gabby Petito case, we all can agree that was a crazy case, right? All of the madness that was taking place outside of their home. But at the very least, we saw the Laundries leave their house 100 times. Whereas last night, protesters literally blocked Leilani and Quinton Simon's family from leaving their home, up until the point that law enforcement had to come and forcefully remove them from their driveway and arrest them. That's how crazy things have gotten. And it's like, with these other cases, we'll see 2 or 3 agitators outside of people's home, doing whatever they're doing. But here, this crowd is gathering, and more people are arriving every single day. And last night we had the neighbors come out with the baseball bat, getting ready to fight the protesters, or whatever you want to call them. And it's a recipe for disaster. I know we all feel differently here. We all have our own opinions, and I'm fine with that. Some of us think that maybe this isn't such a good idea, while some of us support what the protesters are doing. I understand we live in America, and we all have the right to peacefully protest. But at the same time, this is happening on a residential street. And you have to not only, we're not really thinking about Leilani and her family in this situation. You have to think about the neighbors. There are people right across the street from Quinton Simon's family that have a dozen people in their front yard, basically yelling with bullhorns, honking horns, yelling all types of obscenities and what have you, nonstop all day long. And it gets even worse at night. And I was just sent over a clip of an old man. He came out and confronted these protesters with a you're not even supposed to say these words on YouTube, but with a gun. Now, I'm not going to show the clip because YouTube would censor this video. It's seriously difficult covering these type of cases when this crazy stuff happens, because YouTube does not like us showing things like that. The pew-pews and the pow-pows. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how serious this situation has gotten. Now, an old man with a bang-bang has come outside and confronted the protesters. He wants them to leave. He doesn't want anything to do with them. And it's only a matter of time before someone gets shot or something bad happens. And listen, it might not happen in this case. It might not happen in the next case. But mark my words, it's going to happen when these tactics are used of people protesting outside of people's homes and all types of chaos going on these streets during these true crime cases. It's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt. I'm hoping it's not going to be in this situation, but I have never seen things get so serious. Like, we've seen confrontations between neighbors and protesters in these cases before, but to the point where people are bringing out pow-pows and baseball bats, and they're ready to get these people out of the neighborhood. And listen, I understand that some people are devastated by what happened to Quinton. I understand that some people are angry. And I'm not going to sit here and say that every person that shows up outside of Quinton's home doesn't care about Quinton or doesn't really care about the situation. They just want attention. But a lot of them do. Last night, some woman got arrested who was outside of their house screaming all night, bloody murder, right in their driveway, trying to fight everyone in the family. And then when she got arrested, she starts crying, "Oh, my kids are at home. I need to get home to my kids." So she was out there accusing Leilani of being a horrible mother, talking about how bad Billy Joe was and how bad of a mother she was. Meanwhile, she left her own kids at home on a Friday night, left them at home by themselves to go yell in front of someone else's house. So yeah, Leilani might be a bad mom. Yeah, maybe Billy Joe is a bad mom. But aren't you a bad mother for leaving your own kids at home to go scream in someone's driveway? So not everyone that's popping up outside this house really cares about Quinton. In fact, a lot of them don't at all. And to be out there, you're so concerned about this baby and the treatment of this baby. Meanwhile, you left your own kids at home to go scream in someone's driveway. So that's ridiculous. Tonight, they're going to be protesting outside the home again on a Saturday night. It's now turned into like a party scene. People pop up, smoke, drink. They order pizza, all sit around and just scream bloody murder on the street all throughout the entire night while flashing flashlights, spotlights, strobe lights, bullhorns. Oh, man. And it's like, for those of you who support this, I don't hold anything against you, but I would just wonder, would you support this if it was happening on your street? Like, yeah, I don't feel bad for Leilani's family really at all. But would you want these strangers in front of your yard 24/7 screaming and shouting and doing all of this nonsense, having the police called every 5 minutes? I'm sure a lot of you all wouldn't like that. And I really don't appreciate the fact that people are bringing kids to come scream outside of this house. Listen, I've been to protests. I've seen plenty of protests. I've partaken in protests. It's never a place to bring your kid. I don't care what you're thinking. I don't care what you're protesting about. It is never a place to bring your kid, because protests, they welcome or they attract a lot of people who are into lawlessness. A lot of people who are just in there, just come to create mayhem. Protest, it attracts people who are upset about different other things. So you got all of these emotions and tensions running high. People these days, they can't handle disagreements. They can't handle being wrong. They can't handle criticism the way the humans used to be able to a decade or two ago. So when emotions run high, it's only a matter of time before violence ensues. So never ever bring a kid to a protest, even if it seems like a nice, peaceful protest outside of someone's home where you sit on lawn chairs and yell at people as they try to do gardening in their backyard. It's never a good idea. And now some woman was out there today with her kids while she was literally getting threatened by some old dude with a gun because they won't be quiet in front of his house. But you know what? I can't control these people. You can't stop these people from doing what they're doing. But you have to acknowledge it to a certain extent, because someone needs to point out that something bad is going to happen. And the reality is, a lot of these people were stirred up by other YouTubers and stuff who do this all the time, basically for a living. They go and create chaos wherever these true crime stories are taking place. And chaos always ensues. And now they've drummed up a lot of other people to go out there and act wild with them. We'll see what happens. It's obviously nothing they're doing is going to help Quinton. Nothing they're doing is going to help the situation. It's probably going to make things worse, more chaotic. But it will make Leilani and her family's life a living hell, I'm sure. But I pointed that out on day one. I told you all that this was going to get crazy. And then when Billy Joe released that statement like, oh, this is the calm after the storm, I'm calm now. I told you all, I was like, oh man, you have no idea what's coming for you. But it is what it is. I'll pay attention to what's going on. I'll let you know any updates that come in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.